everyone, this is Ninja DC, joining again for another React video. It's time for Star vs. Force of the Evil, episode 15 and 16. Wow, we are getting right through the season. Joining me again is Carlos.
Who just went mute again?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Alright.
Oh, he's there.
He is here.
You want to introduce yourself, or you want someone else to go first?
Wait. Ladies first.
Alright, Day Lover.
Oh, hello, everybody. Dale over here. I'm not used to going first, so this is new and fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see these new episodes. Looking forward to having a good time, and yeah, that's it. Next. Whee!
Alright, and second.
Hi there, I'm the Second Opinion, and from a critic first and a fan second, we are in the end game of Star Versus now. Let's do it.
Nah, we're not there yet. I think right now we're
This is
in
not a
about.
reference to anything.
Yeah, I think right now we're in the middle of Civil War.
Second, you're terrible.
Oh yeah, definitely Civil War.
Well, I don't know, because we just found out now who the and presumably we just found out who the villain is going to be and what the rest of the series will have to deal with. But
well, like we found,
I don't know,
like,
maybe they can
Thanos,
fake us out on that.
we knew about Thanos back in Avengers 1, though.
Maybe we still have an Ultron coming.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. All right. I guess is Carlos, you want to introduce?
He went into his shell again.
Come back. No.
Gators don't have turtle shells. Get out here. So who's heard any jokes lately?
Well, introducing Ninja DC.
Oh, speaking of jokes, I guess if you want to talk about the new Sonic trailer.
Oh yeah, that's true. I hope they will remake it. That would be so good.
I'm always gonna like Jim Carrey, but yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
otherwise,
Jim Carrey's like the role, his performance so far seen in the trailer. Like, I get the sense it'll just be the very standard that one actor that actually enjoys his role in a bad film, which like a lot of the bad films have that one character like, oh, that guy was not bad. That's Jim Carrey in this film. That's exactly what he's going to be. He's going to be that one okay character in a film. He's not going to have that as good as lines as we want, probably, or.
See, I would not be too surprised, because it didn't seem like his best work, certainly, and meanwhile, everything else seems like Hop, except the military is the bad guy now.
No, this looked far worse than Hops.
Hop, the Easter Bunny movie.
Yeah. That. Well, at least
it even has James Marsden as the sidekick guy.
Oh yeah, I've seen the parodies. I've seen the comparisons of the shots where they say oh, this is actually just Hops too. Oh, what the heck?
But they told they're going to change it, so we will just hold our breath and hope they will explain. Hope they will explain that the in real life powers is different than the game powers, because that could explain a lot. For example, the rings being portals to our world and stuff like that, because in the games it's when you get 100 rings you can get a bonus level, right? And I was thinking if they explain in the movie okay, in real life the rings make a portal to our place instead of a extra zone and stuff like that, and the thing with taking 9 million steps or what it is, he says that's also different from taking a power-up shoe or something. I don't know. The only thing I thought that looked like the game was him spinning and jumping on stuff. That was the only thing. And of course, Jim Carrey as full-blown Robotnik, that looked a little but not quite. But yeah.
Just want to give Carlos
we're complaining too much now. They're changing it.
Yeah, I just want to give Carlos a heads up. The video thing's on.
Yeah, your cam is on, and it looks like you're getting attacked by Slender Man.
You hope not. I can't hear him. I hope
There's no microphone. But otherwise, I mean, also, like the Sonic trailer, the parallel they should be pointing out is not just Hop, but like every cartoon movie where there's a cartoon character and the plot is they go to the real world. We want to adapt this cartoon character from the 80s or 90s. Oh, he goes to the real world. What does he do in the real world? He does kind of like what he would have done if it wasn't the real world. The Smurfs, they go to the real world to run away from Gargamel. Sonic goes to the real world to fight robots.
Yeah, but that's actually good explained. Like, but Sonic is not an alien. Sonic is like a
hedgehog from
game
another dimension.
character.
All right.
It's gonna get a little weird. It's gonna
Are
get a
you
little
okay,
wild.
He survived
Gator?
Slender Man.
He's back!
Wow, that was one of introduction game, Gator.
It was scary. It was terrifying. Like looking for lost possessions, only then to find out that you didn't actually lose them, but they were in another place, and then still having to carry them off for other people. It's literally life and death. We actually know where stuff is in the room.
You know where stuff is in the room, including your football, I hope.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry.
Why football?
Because the room reference.
Oh yeah, that's right. Football.
Oh.
But
anyway, your audience should have been here for this. We were watching Gator get attacked by Slender Man and talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. It was entertaining.
Yay!
Which, ironically, I guess Slender Man or Slender Mane, they're still not as terrifying as that Sonic design.
Oh my God!
Rest in peace.
That's true.
Indeed.
Yeah, I hope they're going to take the design that the artists, there were like 2 artists that did a specific design, but the one that is not that much changed, but just the eyes are in one eye almost, and like the fur is a little different, and the shoes, and then like it's more like lean legs, or how to say that. So it doesn't look like it's human legs. It looks like it's computer made or from a computer game.
Never bring an artist to talk about bad art.
He's not an alien. He's from a computer game, and like we sucked him up from the computer game. But I guess that's too late to change all of it. So.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's an alien. I think he's from another dimension.
I'll just be happy if they change Sonic to something good and not like.
Sonic is going to be a magical hedgehog from another dimension. It's going to get a little weird and it's going to get a little wild.
All right,
we're going to find out here on Star versus the Force of Evil.
Speaking of that, but are you all ready for the Star versus React?
Let's go.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, everyone get episode 15 up. Doop doop.
Doop doop. That's actually what it's called. Holy heck.
Okay.
Whoever has
it. Oh my God.
Yeah. 1, why can we hear you playing it? 2, why did you start playing it before anyone said go?
It's my Google Chrome. I'm in Google Drive right now. Google Drive, in which I'm trying to reset it right now to get me the actual episode, because it's like,
oh, technology. Okay, you are the worst. You are just the worst.
Not all the worst, I hope.
Dear lover, you are not technology, and your debt that you seem to feel towards it is
I guess, does everyone have it set back to 0-0?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Let's doop doop.
Kim Cartoon, yay!
Brought to you by Kim Cartoon. It's gonna get a little weird. It's gonna get a little wild. I ain't from around here. I'm from another dimension. Gonna get a little weird. Gonna have a good time. Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! You don't do this to me. It's frozen. How can it freeze on me?
What?
My
Is it frozen, Gator? Do we need to stop?
What?
Stop, everybody.
Everything froze on me. I'm only at like 30
All right, let's just go back to 0-0.
Okay, sing the intro again, everybody.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. Normally I would say to skip the intro, but Star Versus, I don't think any of us mind me watching that.
So,
all right, everyone ready?
Yes.
Wait, and I'm just gonna go ahead and have it set. Okay, I'm at 0-0.
All right, press play again in 3. All right, everyone ready?
Yeah, ready.
Press play in 3, 2, 1. Doop doop.
Okay.
Yay!
Doop 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 doop.
It's never as much fun the second time. It's gonna get a little weird. It's gonna get a little wild. I ain't from around here. I'm from another dimension.
I'm gonna get a little weird. Gonna have a good time. I am from around here. I'm from another. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking Ludo, still in the last season's fun. What have we here?
Yay! What's a good question? Cactuses.
Ooh.
And diary. Oh, okay.
Oh man.
The multiverse is true, all. It's just confirmed. Oh, okay, Marco, tone it down a little bit.
Why we're referencing that mediocre episode of the season? But hey, Pie Island was a bit of a plot point for Star.
Didn't we do this already?
No, Marco. Well, I don't know. Oh, he's actually going.
Yeah.
Oh, ew. Oh. Oh, I. Trip. No. Poor Petey.
Man, look at the real ship being shown in this group hug.
No.
9/11 jokes. Or Patriot Act jokes.
Until you have to get a job. Was that necessary?
Do whatever you want, Star. Come on. Oh, poor Petey.
Eclipse.
Set them down.
The big happy family.
Oh.
So sweet.
Aww.
Aww.
Yeah.
He's so cute. Mariora, so cute.
Morbid humor. Oh my god, that's so perfect.
Oh, it's a kid, yeah.
Okay.
Bye, happy couple. Aww. Mm-hmm. Nothing
Cry
Tony
my
had
mood
like it
tears.
should be.
Here's a Oh no, Ponyhead, no.
She says that he has a house arrest band on.
To be fair, being locked with Ponyhead is probably the worst torture you could have.
Probably.
Yeah.
You'd think like if he's just standing around, he could put those down.
Oh wow.
Yay!
It's
Katrina!
going to explode if it takes it off.
Go for it.
Aw. Bullfrog, yeah.
Oh my god,
Katrina's so cute. Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is before the biggest storm that is puberty.
About that.
Appreciate these vital moments of clarity.
Yeah. They're cute.
Did we have more kids than that?
Yeah, he has more. That's just
I
like
think
his,
so, but
he can only fit so many in his arms right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Petey.
Aw,
They're gonna keep this joke going on a while too.
Have pity for Petey. That's the joke.
Okay, Bullfrog, yeah, that's a little intimidating there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And they just look at horror. Oh no.
Wow, don't ask about plans, though. Yeah. Oh wow, okay. Wow, no.
What? Why is he not in the one? Or
well, I think he was trying to teach them how to fly.
Is that Morty's voice actor? Oh my god. It's Morty.
Star looks so uncomfortable right now.
Like, this is really weird hearing the Rick and Morty creator voicing and
you could like give him to somebody that could use a broom.
Applejack. Applejack. You told me there's a new Apple family member that's not in the same multiverse as ponies.
It's true that they have a crossover in our ponies.
Yes. I love you, Morty. So good.
Wow, maybe you should have taken a little bit better care of that.
Applejack.
I never realized it, but I guess it is a Star. Oh, that is an MLP reference.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh no.
At least you don't have to face in the sun. Yay.
Existential crisis.
Mm. Okay, Star, what are you up to?
Free your emotions.
Oh,
Oh,
come on. Go with him on the trip, Star. That's not fair.
man.
This is.
This is just. Oh, Tom. The inevitable breakup. But it's like, oh, it's so subtle.
That was Star's stuff too, wasn't it?
Yes.
She didn't know where prepared to go though, so probably not.
Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Really
Going
now?
back to the origins.
Feel so bad for Tom. Yeah. This is not fair to Thomas at all.
Oh my god. Mariposa.
Nah.
Butterfly. Wow. Now, I'm being very subtle, aren't you, Jesus?
Poor Tom.
Gucci.
Yeah, I've
Getting
seen
back to
this.
where everything started.
I can see why that episode was called Doop Doop.
Mm-hmm.
Taco.
Oh,
Okay.
that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Probably.
Oh, poor Petey. Oh, come on, Star.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one that thinks like she did a mistake right there?
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, Sensei. Oh, ask her.
Mm.
Oh no, it's the forced perspective on leaving a place for a certain amount of time.
Oh, baby sister, she's so cute.
Oh my god. Oh
But
my god.
Mm. Oh. Mm.
Oh, puncher.
Yay, taco.
jeez.
Mm.
Oh no, I don't hope the baby is going to be a
You're
new
gonna need
plot
some help from
hole.
Star.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it be.
Punch.
T-shirt for 200 tacos. Aww.
That's a baby.
Oh my god. This is the issue when it comes to teenagers with new young siblings, baby. Oh my god!
I forgot about her.
Is she dating
Yeah.
the counselor now?
Mm.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Didn't need that. But
no. Definitely not. This is not a topic I think that should have been.
who's that?
The counselor.
Oh, you're not hiding, Yeah.
Oh my god.
We have.
Wow.
Starfan 13! Starfan 13! Run! She's been starved of star for 6 months.
I don't remember who you are either.
No. Wow, you're going to eat.
Oh. Oh my god.
Okay, stop
my
pretending
God.
Jackie is a thing show. You killed that.
In season 2.
Yeah, a long time ago. What's up with Star? She's just like out of it.
No. Why is this Marco look-alike? Oh god.
Wow, that's stupid.
Yeah. What? Why are they messing up everything? Oh, no. Ugh.
Oh my god, it's the guys!
Yeah.
Ferguson and
I guess she got her French summer too.
Yeah.
Oh. Real life.
Actually, from experience, that's not as inaccurate as the show would have you believe.
No. They don't know about that one.
Okay, so Star has found where she needs to be for now, but I have no idea where they're going with Marco.
No, yeah.
You said you needed 50 more. You got 30, you got 10 before, you got a whole bunch.
How many tacos can one man eat?
He actually didn't have to eat a lot of them himself because most of them were taken by other people, but still looking like around 10 or so.
Yeah.
Never asked Jana for help with anything.
Oh.
And that surprises really no one.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
Oh my god.
You don't have to eat them, you just need the punches.
Yeah. I think he's going to eat them.
Oh, Jenna. Jackie.
So many teen pregnancy jokes.
Oh, new boyfriend.
Oh, come on, Star. You can eat the best too.
Serious?
Wow.
Sweet parkour off it.
Okay.
Oh wow, no.
Aw.
Mm. Aw.
Mm.
Aw.
Aw. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
Oh
Wow.
God! You don't know the half of it.
Yeah, the show's forced him to mess it up like 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the disappointing payoff is...
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Wow, okay, yeah, we get it. He's meant to be with Star.
And super fanatics. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Star versus the Marco Return to Earth legacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
And actually, that seems to be where we're going to be stuck for the next few episodes or so, which I actually like.
Oh.
I don't even know, like, it... Am I the only one who thinks this feels like it kind of came out of left field? Like, okay, we got to do Earth again now.
No,
Yeah,
because we knew Marco was going back at least for a little bit because of his sister and all that. And then we had Star also knowing like, yeah, I'm not going to be after coronation. I'm not going to be a princess anymore, and I'll just do teenager things. We also sort of established before that also that she didn't really know what to do with teenager stuff anymore.
But was all of this with Jackie really necessary? I don't think so. Like,
I mean,
that was a little.
Honestly, the
much.
payoff there was probably my favorite part of the episode. That
Yeah, the payoff was nice, but I was just like, ugh. They could have done that with our character. What is that character called with the hair? The one that Mark also dated.
Oh, Kelly?
Hair girl.
That was a whole
Kelly,
lot of
yeah.
nothing. At least Jackie had a decent setup.
No. They could have like done completely the same thing with her.
Not completely. At least Marco had
no,
with Jackie had a decent payoff or a decent setup rather.
Yeah, but I like the fact that Jackie just went out and said that Marco was just standard. But at the same time, it's like, you managed to find a keeper in the form of Star. Just don't mess it up. And it's like, Marco, even though like you're not like super ordinary, super extraordinary, you're just normal good. And you found an interesting girl in Star. As like things go. So it's like,
I mean, Jackie always had a lot of charisma, and like it's weird that like they bring her back to basically still rock that in the exact same way that I don't know. I mean, I was kind of waiting for the episode to make a point in a lot of ways, and when she came in at the end, it did. So I'm like, okay, thank you. But okay, you should be happy with what you have now and be ready to move forward with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
And also, like, I felt Jackie was needed because At least I know a lot of. I was just pulling up the next episode. It's a lot of people actually. I was just pulling. I paused for a second because I was pulling up the next episode. But the thing is, like, I know a lot of fans were actually very upset with how Jackie was basically sidelined after she broke up with Marco. So, like, this I felt was like just showing resolution for her character, and also resolution for pretty much all the other side characters in Echo Creek. Because even though we are going to be, I feel, on Earth for a little bit, at least till the finale-ish setup. At least for a few more episodes. I don't think we're going to interact much with the Earth people, like the Earth side cast, too much anymore. Because
there's only so much you really could do in the last few episodes with a finale you've got to get building.
Yeah, so this just felt like a nice send-off episode to all those like side characters.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like, mad that Jackie didn't get much screen time before, or much screen time after she broke up with Marco. She didn't get much screen time before she broke up with him.
That was another
get together episode, and they had to break up episode, and they had a whole lot of nothing in between that.
Yeah. Trust me, there was complaints about that too. But like it was like afterwards where like the complaints got really bad. They're like whole jokes like I died it was like jokes about Jackie dying for his ship and then Starco not happening for a while. It's like I died for nothing.
That's what it was too. It was so obvious even during the relationship that they just wanted to put Marco with Star. So yeah. When it happened, I was like, okay, well, at least they're being honest about it now. But then, yeah, they decided to put that on hold longer still with Tom. I'm like, okay, you guys do not know how to make this stuff interesting.
But
you know how to write Tom very well, but really now.
Yeah, Tom is awesome.
I guess with that said,
going to miss him.
Guess with that said, are you ready to move on to the next episodes?
Yes.
Although I think one more thing that needs to be said is that when these episodes weren't dedicated to actually having a point, they were dedicated to annoying comedy with Dupe Dupe and Petey and what's her name with the unicorn horns and.
Yeah, that was weird.
You mean Starfan 13?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's certainly her name in the actual show.
All right. But I guess with that said, are you all ready for the next episode?
Let's do it.
All right. Everyone ready? All right. Press play in 3. All right. Press play in 3, 2, 1. Play.
Can
to the
her
beach.
tan.
Wait.
What? You said the beach?
Yeah, that's the title of the episode, Beach. So 16
Yay.
Beach.
Yeah.
Where are you? Yeah. Am I the only one that's singing that intro?
I couldn't even hear you singing it very well.
Okay.
Hey, Carla, you still there?
Yeah.
And already from the get-go, you can tell why Marco and Star should be together, or at least...
Yeah, pancakes. Oh, we gotta try that second when I come to you. Please.
Okay, just skip that last part.
I'm here.
All right. Are you still keeping up with the episode?
Yes, I am.
All right. Just want to make sure. All right.
Yeah. Oh, God. Star with that symbolism.
Okay. Yeah. Don't put your bathing suit in the freezer.
Hey, Ferb.
Ferb? Hey, Ferb, what are we going to do today?
Yeah, they're going to take a picture. Poor Mako.
I almost forgot about that.
That's nice.
And it's gonna be the worst day of your life, and it's gonna be mediocre.
That old cliche.
What?
Who is
Goats. Of course.
They just wanted to happen today.
Oh my god.
Not one of these philosophical.
Existential.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Star.
Oh my god, we're flying! Oh god, everything is horrible. Everything is so.
Hey, oh,
What?
GG bang bang, GG bang bang, we love you. And, why is Marco wearing a hoodie in summer?
That's a good question.
Oh god.
You suck.
What? Okay. No. What?
Yeah, really.
Aw.
That guy was just.
No.
And we're in LA.
Yeah.
So don't go that high.
Okay. The horribleness of reality setting in. To destroy the future.
Mm. Wow.
No.
You're really
Okay,
taking
that
it
was
serious.
funny. It's alright. It's alright.
The seagull. It has also music.
Seagull. Seagull. Seagull.
If seagulls live by the sea, what lives by the bay? Bagels.
They were. Oh, okay. Boo.
Okay, so what's gonna go wrong now?
Hurricane.
You forgot the picture.
You didn't bring the camera.
You got the camera.
Dang.
What? Aw.
Maybe there's like a photo machine around here.
Maybe somebody else.
And he knew what to say to her.
Somebody else is going to take the picture. Yeah.
That's cheating.
Oh, poor.
He got it.
Beautiful sand mermaid.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, she's going to take the picture.
Say thank you.
That's the picture.
It's causality. Fate. But forces against our will literally brought the forces together. Well, it's the will of Steins. But now there's nothing more to look forward to. Oh my god!
Star, what are you doing? Why are you freaking out?
Oh god, it's the meta commentary about Happily Ever After. Oh no. Oh my oh god.
Okay.
Life is difficult.
Mm.
Oh my god! That's literally Science Kid Zero! Oh my god! As a motivation to push you through life's difficulties.
Aww. Star, it's going to be okay.
Ed, you're gonna lose it. Oh, okay.
That was a simple solution.
Yep. Thank you, smartphone camera.
Cool.
Foreshadowing.
Aww.
You had a good time.
A Ludo mermaid.
Aww.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, you still have Marco.
The pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Make yourself happy, yeah. Why not? Well, he asked for it.
Yeah. Oh my god! Kitty Playdate!
No, so cute.
Mariposa and yo. Aww.
Aww.
Imagine if you turn out to be best friends /
Oh.
eternal rivals in the next 15 years. Heckapoo.
Not in front of the pig, but. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh no.
Well, that's what he's not going to do.
Oh my god, Hekapoo.
Come on, don't you have anything better than that?
Oh no.
No, they're not. The photo is on and the babies are gone. What?
This is not alright. Hekapoo. Or someone trying to put blame on Hekapoo right now. Oh! Masculine!
Hot mark. Okay, sorry.
Didn't Marco have a friend every time he goes here?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to
Oh,
her.
How does this work?
Hooray! Rosetta.
Oh my god, it's been years.
Oh.
Oh. Marco.
You could let her come along, seriously?
I value your friendship.
No, he wants to have more time with Star.
Okay. Oh, crap.
Wow. Okay. This is terrible.
Mo girls over, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Even we don't know about the huge mess. Let's see this. Oh. Oh.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Seriously?
Here.
What? Ew.
It's. Oh my god. Meteora.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god. This is a nice look into the future. Oh god. Pork and crab.
Meteora.
Look at her being like the very like tsundere sassy girl.
But I don't like you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of odd. Like, how do they go back to being babies like this?
Well, I mean, just simply teleporting back into the real world. It's just that they'll probably have repressed memories of this world.
Yeah, so Meteor will pretty much have lived 3 lives.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
And Star is just.
Okay. This is interesting.
No.
Oh, what? Okay.
They're not gonna like the fact that they're babies.
No.
Appreciate the fact that like
just
food is the worst thing of this world. Oh god.
Hungry. No. Don't.
They're being rebellious teens right now.
Oh. No,
Oh,
that's disgusting. Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh. Okay.
All right. Okay, is this supposed to be like the villain of like Dragon Ball or something?
I don't know.
Okay, seriously, what's with like these handsome like elf villain guys? Like seriously, dark elves.
I don't know.
Okay, creepy stomach mouth.
Okay. Ah. Okay.
Ooh. Wow, sudden change of will. Okay.
Yeah.
I have gluttony.
Okay, you know what's gonna happen.
They're gonna need to overcharge the stomach.
That's still a nice fight,
no,
though.
it's a dual wheeler. God dang it. Why are you writing me so much of Lotor right now? Dang it.
It's always fun when they take more than one punch.
Man.
Oh.
Time for some show and tell.
Poor that guy eating.
Yo! Yes! Dang it!
Okay.
This.
Alright.
Oh.
Aww. Aww. This is sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Lost them for 5 minutes, and you don't have sisters anymore.
Oh, come on, you can tell them like they can come back.
Oh my god. Breakfast brew. Yeah. Food is the worst part of this world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Burrito saves everything.
Aww. Aww.
It's going to be burrito first.
I mean, I guess a baby's mind can't remember that much, but that's okay. I mean, if they could have remembered that, it would have been creepy, and otherwise, it would have been pointless. Oh well, actually,
not really like pointless.
You know, actually, I'm guessing what's gonna happen, and like where they're going with that is like when they get older and they go back to the magic dimension, then they'll get their memories back, and then yeah.
Well, it's like how they leech over. But I just wanted to bring up, I remember someone posted about this. The voice actor, that one demon guy, which is obviously like a David Bowie reference, he's actually the voice actor of Satsuma from One Punch Man.
Saitama? Oh, you mean
Yeah.
Max Middleman? It's Max Middleman.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like he's also the voice actor for Ryuji from Persona 5. Ryuji Sakamoto.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how I know the voice actor.
How about that?
Yeah, like
Nice.
he's a really great guy. Like his voice lines for Ryuji are just that extra spicy, like a punk aesthetic for like a high school.
I really did love that twist at the end where it's like I actually really like garlic, but I hate spiders.
Oh, I hate spiders.
Yeah.
And
What's the twist there? Were spiders ever the good part of that?
No, it's just like the idea that he was like they're going for like garlic vampire thing. It's like, oh yeah, I actually like garlic.
but
This was like the spiders and like they're like the final lines like, oh, they're still crawling around inside me. Which imagine the spiders crawling in your stomach and like that is a disturbing thought.
Oh no!
Oh,
No! I don't want to imagine that. Oh.
But yeah, Liquid Star versus adding like a third dark elf, handsome guy, adding to like an animation for the 2010s. Like, I mean, come on. How many more dark elf white house banders are we gonna get now in these reactions? You know, first was Lotor, now it's this guy. But then again, the mouth and the stomach kind of gives him minus points. Yeah, but it was really great seeing like the teenage versions of Meteora and Mariposa, which. Yeah, it makes for some good what if territory before the series ends. I mean, but also it kind of still leaves you with like the mystery of like, Hekapoo, what are you trying to do? Or is someone trying to frame Hekapoo like maybe?
Well, there's Hekapoo's warning, and then there's Father's Time warning also. So it's implying that some bad stuff is going to go down, which. With this much foreshadowing, I just feel it can't just be Mina. Like they could still make it work, but like I feel like with this much foreshadowing, there must also be something else with whether like Meteor is like the prelude to something else going really bad.
Could be. Could be her plus something else really dark that she taps into. But okay, what was supposed to have happened though with the two of them? Like, did Hekapoo take them somehow, or was it just supposed to be she left through the portal and the babies decided to follow, even though they were in a crib?
They crawled out, which isn't hard. Oh yeah, they basically crawled out together, which isn't hard to explain because Meteora can climb up walls.
Yes.
Meteora, sure. Did she grab the other baby before she left? Like,
no, remember, like Meteor, like Mariposa actually rides Meteora. Ironically, when there is babies, and also when there is teenagers.
But I also felt like they're going to be like more grown, but not that grown. I felt like they're going to be like, I guess more like younger than Marco.
The thing is, like, I'm curious because, like, it'll be interesting. Like, I could see them using them again either two ways. One where they need to draw out whatever threat and to go into the Never Zone, and like Mariposa and Meteor also help with whatever the big thing is. Which I don't think so, but the other way I could see them bringing them back is we do have like the last 10 minutes or so of the show is like 5 minutes, maybe even just is like a flash forward epilogue, and we get to see them grown up some, which would be interesting too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, for most of the time, it was just kind of like awkward. Like, okay, they've now have 16 years of life inserted that doesn't involve their parents in the blink of an eye, and then how do you reconcile that? And I guess they're going the route that, okay, they don't remember it was just a side adventure, but I mean, what do you even say to that? So pointless, or is it like establishing why these two now need to have a sister bond, or what?
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we could get more episodes where they go back to the Never Zone and they're teenagers again now and they remember everything that happened and whatnot.
Oh, maybe.
Hey. I mean, presumably, what's her name that Marcos keeps summoning doesn't live there, and that's why she hasn't dropped dead yet, but,
Well, she could be like, the one that she keeps summoning. She could either A, be summoned, like you were saying, or she could also be, what's her name? Trying to remember her name. What's the scissors lady?
I forgot.
yeah, I don't know if I even remember
The one
that
lady who
joke.
does all the portals. Oh gosh, it's begins with an M, I think.
Yeah.
Where's a G?
It's okay.
No, it's frustrating because I know the name. It's just like I can't remember at the very second. It's one of those things. Let me see.
So, or the scissors. Well, I mean, Hekapoo. That's not who you
Hekapoo.
mean,
That's
is
it. That's a Hekapoo. I was saying like with Hekapoo, where like she is sort of a sort of timeless, immortal creature. That could be sort of what what's her name is too. Could be the same thing where she sort of lives forever, which actually could explain why she sort of doesn't remember Star, because she would have only known Star for like a day.
Yeah. Although she would have known Marco for a few years out of an eternity, and who am I kidding? That's still a much better way to make an impression. But I don't know, like the implication with her just seems to be that she's Marco's Never Zone buddy, which I feel like she'd, well, and again, you could make the argument that Hekapoo is the same thing, and she's who we're comparing her to, so what do I know?
So,
maybe. Or that's too far out that Marco's sisters maybe in the future is going to become Hekapoo. That's too far out.
Probably.
are we gonna next, like, wait, maybe like the main villain for like Star might surprisingly turn out to be Marco? I mean, then again, we still have like the dark foreshadowing from like the past, and then like it would just put all that together into like for like the surprise backstab of like Marco's being controlled by forces against his will.
Oh yeah, Marco, stay away from Muni at all costs. Marco, you didn't stay away. Now you are the villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
That would be awesome. No, but it could still have been awesome.
The one thing I could think that could happen from is there's a moment where it's like Marco is dead, air quote, and something, power of love, friendship, or whatever helps bring him back, or whatever magic.
Or maybe like the chaos of like the lost causes like started to become like the apocalypse. I mean, who knows? There could be a multitude of things.
Yeah, but I still feel bad for Tom. Like he didn't serve it like this. It was too quick.
Well, I mean, technically Tom's not gone yet, but I mean, I don't know. Like, actually balancing the love triangle has been pretty darn clunky the whole time, but I mean...
The thing is, I think it's going to be, I was like, I have a feeling Tom is not going to be happy with this development, because, like, we already seen him building frustration in the first episode, where like, he was frustrated with Star because Star didn't know what to do, like, was like, oh, we're going to do let's just do this big tradable thing, and didn't work out, and we can see where it's like, he started...
Pass on life's crossroads.
He started to get a little too frustrated with Star, which if he finds out like, oh yeah, she didn't know where to go, but she knew she wanted to go and hang out with Marco, that might be a final straw, and he might break up with her.
It's possible. But yeah, I mean, if they try to jerk it around some more back and forth, like, well, yeah, but I mean, still, Tom, and then, okay, Tom, we didn't really mean it. Well, Star's gonna go back with you now for a little bit. I'm like, okay. I mean, you guys have worn out most of the patience I ever had for this, and
I'd like Star and Marco are bound to be together. Just let Tom have the breakup, please.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'd had it up to here when Star got together with Tom in the first place, but I mean, once you accept that, nope, we're doing this now, and I mean, they managed to get some good character out of Tom and Star and Marco, and I don't know, maybe like a good episode out of Kelly, but okay, you kind of stumbled your way back on to where the characters are getting to the point they should be at. Do not jerk our chins around some more for the sake of love triangle drama. They're like, you have nothing more to gain from that if you ever did in the first place. Like, let this be heading where we're heading towards where we're supposed to get to already.
Yeah. I guess we're all fed up with that and just want them to be together, and yeah.
I mean, it seems like they just plain didn't want to make a show about Star and Marco's relationship, like, as a couple, so instead they've gone the route of building towards it the whole time, and the finale has to be where we get our answer on that, and I mean...
Yeah, that's probably where it's going to be, and a lot of people aren't really happy with that, because, and I agree, I wish it would have gone if it's going that the Kim Possible route, where it's like, hey, we get a season of them dating.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, I don't even know what they're afraid of there necessarily, because I mean, they're just in like an instant with that Star and Marco on the couch, watching some doofy sitcom eating pancakes. Like in seconds, they can generate an image representing what a good couple, how good these two are together. And I mean, I don't know, they apparently feel like it won't work if they do it as anything other than them as best friends. Like, they'll have to add something more that they're afraid of having to juggle if they get together as a couple.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to it, but I mean, but yeah, because of the chemistry between Star and Marco and the charm of the babies, especially seeing them as teenagers and such, this episode is, I think, a good one, and definitely the better of the last two we just saw.
Yeah. That's true.
The first one was almost like watching the characters wander through, as that terrible drawn together movie put it, make a point land. And and they were fine once they did, but I mean, otherwise they like tossed some characters around for various levels of charm. Some had it, some were that girl with the unicorn horns and whatever, the Star fan, or maybe those are, I guess those are supposed to be demon horns. It looks like she was going more for a unicorn with that, but yeah, didn't go for that. The first episode with just the jokes about Petey carrying around the baggage, and they're just making him hold it, and I'm like,
oh my god,
that's certainly mean.
Oh my god, now I got the joke. Dang it, second.
What?
The baggage piling up.
The baggage
between Star and Tom.
And they burned it. They burned it.
Once Tom decides to
symbolism. I mean, I guess that's cool if that's what they actually had in mind there. But yeah. Still, though, I get like that. That's not the comedy of the episodes, which I thought was just trot out kind of dumb jokes out of the closet again and again, or just like, I don't know, that first one with the dupe, that was like, I don't know. That was a more mean-spirited episode than you'd be expecting, and I just don't think it worked. It was like, okay, well, you're doing those jokes are certainly mean and don't seem to have much of a point. And I mean, granted, the baggage thing, we said that it being baggage had a point. I don't know about the joke there so much.
Yeah, it was meant to represent Stars and Tom's baggage, like both in like their relationship and literally, I guess.
Which, well, I mean, as the guy who's been
and the broom is like maybe Star coming out of the closet. No, I don't know.
Well, as the guy who's been wanting them to get to the point on Star and Tom now, with the one that they want to get to, that almost does give me more patience for it, thinking of it like that. I guess now with that in mind, instead of seeing it as a really unfunny joke, I almost see it as a kind of overstretched explanation for it, like, no, it's for this joke that isn't funny. We're totally not weaving a metaphor or anything.
That's true. It was a little bit on the nose.
Well, that's not
Marco's nose.
Problem with it.
It was a sit on Marco's nose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the point of Doop of calling the episode that was that Star was resorting to visiting people she really doesn't care about in the slightest to delay the trip, which, okay, I don't know, like, hey, Star had a first spell that's a broom and is in the closet, and that's like, something about that just can't help coming across as like aggressively pointless.
Well, not even in a closet, in a toiletry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was. I don't know. It was like a shed, but like they made it look like a outhouse, but it was a shed.
Yeah, you have to make a doop. Oh, Star, you made a toilet joke.
This makes me wonder how, like, that might actually been like her baby form just being like doop, and then a broom with the eyes came out.
You wonder. Okay, but yeah, I say episode 15. I mean, not terrible or anything, but yeah, it took some patience, and then 16, pretty good.
I guess, does anyone have anything else to say before, like, final thoughts, or?
No, I just looked up what a broom in a bathroom if it has a deeper meaning, and it says here like it could be a dream meaning, but I don't know if we're supposed to go like that in depth with it. I was just wondering if it had like other meanings normally. I'm sorry, like I just like crazy. But at least Star got her photo, so that's nice. Finally got the resolve of that photo for so long time. And yeah, that's all that I had to say.
Yeah. I kind of like the message of that one, as sort of complicated as it was.
That's true.
And then there's this fan art DC found here, what includes Marco looking like, I don't know, he reminds me of a combination between Terran from Black Cauldron and something I can't quite put my finger on.
There's a higher quality. There's a bigger upload on Facebook. I copied the link from Facebook and only got like the little thumbnail image. It's actually a better quality one. Yeah, I just found that. I was like, oh, that's really awesome fan art. And very awesome fan art and also cute and
sort of the veins in Marco's neck, like, what does that remind me of? The image of somebody who's making a strained expression. I don't know, I'm not going to come up with it. Otherwise, though.
Yeah. All cartoons, maybe. It reminds you a little bit of that. The worm cartoon, it reminds me of that, but I don't know if you know anything about that.
I would say maybe we could have used, like, an episode to actually transition from Muni back to Earth. And I mean, I know everybody's going to tell me that that's what Doop Doop was, but I mean, like, okay, we had the payoff with Globgor, and now very next episode, I mean, maybe they feel the need to hurry or some such, but it's like, all right, so now, of course, naturally, the next part this story is going is that everybody has to go their separate ways, and, like, I don't know, couldn't we have had an episode with them to realize that, or savor the victory a bit more? I mean, you just, like, you crowbarred in the notion just 2 episodes ago with the Marco, like, oh, well, I have to leave Muni and not be a knight forever here, don't die with...
Well, the thing is like that, and also like, I get what you're saying where you wish there was a transition, like basically a sort of a Brita's tacos for Muni, where like they're saying they're wrapping up stuff there before heading back. I get what you mean, but also I felt it was at least decently foreshadowed. Like after this, like, yeah, Star and Marco were like, we sort of need a vacation from like helping run a country. Like we've been at this for a while, and like that's sort of like the what message I got from it is like,
Marco needs a vacation from his vacation.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get his GED, so he sort of doesn't need to go to school anymore.
Wait a minute. He got his GED 3 years earlier than he should have?
Yeah, that's like the whole like
Yeah, maybe.
that was like the high school like equivalent diploma thing. It was his GED.
Yeah, no, I know about the GED. It's just like I just don't remember, like he's 14 only still. Like it's like
No, I think he's at least 15. I think maybe 16 because Star is 16 now. Because we had our Quinn and Sarah, or what was that one like birthday? Is Quinn and Sarah the 15th or 16th birthday?
Quinceañera is 15.
Yeah. So she's at least she's 15 at least, but probably going more on a 16, like almost. And Marco's probably about the same age, so we'll say 15 going on 16.
15 going on 38 with
I guess
his never zone mental age.
Yeah. Oh, the way I take it is like,
so we know like babies become teenagers and teenagers become grown-ups in that world.
The way I take it is with the never zone is because I've been talking some Reddit forums about it, is the way I take it is your memories are basically foggy and just not there when you go back to the normal world, but like any sort of like training or like skills you learn are sort of like muscle memoried in. That's why Marco can still learn all the skills and all that. But like you sort of do have a faint recollection of what happened before, in the same way that like Meteora, she doesn't know why she hates Marco, but she just has a natural instinct to sort of like not like Marco.
I mean, that's certainly the most palatable explanation.
And again, poor
it's just not. It's more than the show actually bothered to give us, which is almost for the best, I suppose. It's like the level of whimsy that's really not supposed to explain itself, because whatever explanation it comes up with is probably going to take some of the fun out of whatever you were imagining. So, yeah. But otherwise.
So I guess any other final thoughts on these episodes?
Well, if 5 minutes in the Never Zone is babies grow up, annoying knight girl who's jealous of Marco and decided there was nothing left for her on Muni is probably dead now.
Oh my god. Oh
my god. And also, I think that's sort of like, going back to that, that also sort of showed the strength of what Marco Polosi did, is they had to, it's hard to remove yourself to go back away from the Never Zone, just because like you spend you spend decades in there or years, and like that becomes where your home is. So like to leave that, to sort of like leave your old self behind, it is hard, which is like something that like a lot of people just can't do.
Yeah, it's like you have to choose who you want to be, and Yeah, that makes sense. And I should probably just be glad that she's gone because I did not like her.
Yeah. Did anyone really?
Yep. Rest in peace, Sir Tickles. Because he never came back from that portal. Period.
Who?
The one monster that got knighted too.
Eh.
The alligator whose mom was crying. I think his name was Tickles.
Shit.
It was Tickles or something like that. I was just like, well, he's gone because the rest of them never came back from that episode. Which I'm honestly curious what her design would look like. The Jerk Knight. Anyway, I guess any other final thoughts before we head off?
I don't really have any final thoughts.
Well,
Yeah, like the episodes were kind of like a bit of a dry spell for me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with that said,
They're good or just like a little like.
all gone.
Yeah. No, I'm done.
I guess with that said, I'll see y'all next time.
Ciao.
So long.